I believe that when we hire team members, if we can put the right person in the right role, regardless of where they are in the world, that's what we're trying to do as business owners.
When it comes to hiring, I guess, do you have any preference? Like, do you default to hiring people from the Philippines, or does it depend on the task at hand?
So I do. My company is predominantly based in the Philippines. I've been working there since 2009. I built a great network of VAs there, a very trusted core inner team. So we really don't like to cold recruit. We do for some specialized work, but generally speaking, every VA that we are placing with clients right now, they've been referred to us either by clients or by our internal VA network that I built up over now 14 odd years of being in the industry.
Okay,
And that's important.
that's cool.
That's critical because when someone knows somebody, that trust factor is a lot higher, right?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because online it's super easy to just ghost people or do a poor job and disappear. I mean, the number of times I've had people who worked for me who just stopped answering my messages
Yeah.
is right.
That's one of the biggest challenges. Funnily it happens not just when you're hiring direct. It happens in agencies, but the client doesn't always know because they normally have like a persona set up for who you're working with in an agency, and the VA can actually disappear. They can quit, but unless you've got face-to-face contact with the VA directly, sometimes you're just interfacing with a project manager or somebody, and the VA doing the work changes, but you never the wiser, right? And again, I said, if as long as the work's being done, maybe it's not important. But I kind of like to have that personal relationship with people I work with. So
Yeah, I like that too. But especially if you believe in the whole you can't judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree philosophy, because some people have certain type of personality that's better for certain type of tasks, and if you have a close contact with a VA, you can usually identify it, like what the VA might be good at, what they're not so good at, which tasks they follow through with
well, you
ease and
don't
which
have
not.
to even, I mean, you don't have to even guess. You can actually have them take a personality test before you hire them, right? So, sometimes, we have them do the disc, we have them do MBTI. So you can kind of get to start feeling, okay, is this person really going to be good at analytical work? Are they the best choice for creative work? Because the VA is going to tell you they can do everything, right? They can do admin, they can do creative, they can do video, they can do social media, blah, 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 a list of 200 different things. So you kind of have to really discern what is this person really good at, right? And also I always ask them, what do you really want to be doing? Like, if I can give you a whole range of work, of the many things I can give you, what do you enjoy doing? Because again, look, when we need to make money, we're willing to say yes to everything, and VAs will. And a lot of people in the Philippines and India, they'll say yes to everything. It doesn't mean that that's what they really enjoy doing. So I look at it not just hiring. I don't. We use the word VAs, and the industry term is virtual assistants. With the word virtual means not real, and now with the advent of AI, there's a whole different meaning of the word virtual assistant. So I look at them as vital assistants, right? That they're going to do important work. And just like us, we prefer to do stuff that we enjoy doing. Well, that should extend to the whole team, right? I believe that when we hire team members, if we can put the right person in the right role, regardless of where they are in the world, that's what we're trying to do as business owners.
Yo, it's Igor. I want you to have my Amazon best-selling book for free for taking the time to listen to my podcast and to watch my YouTube videos. Now, I'm not only going to give you this book for free, but I'm going to throw in about $3.2 thousand in free bonuses. Now, if you want to get this book, please click the link in the description, or you can also go to igorsbook.com. And now, back to the podcast.
And speaking of AI, do you see it killing the VA business?
I've been asked that question for over a decade, believe it or not. Back when I started doing live events back in 2000, I think it was 11, that was one of the things that kind of came up, right? I mean, even back then, the talk of AI was there, even though the technology was nowhere close, right? Mm-hmm. And, it's been back in my mind. I wasn't really worried about it. And we've been using Jasper for maybe a year and a half now, for certain things. Obviously, when ChatGPT came, that was like, oh my God, what it's actually done, it's given us a boost. We've had 3 back-to-back record months, and here's what's happening. we can have as much technology at our fingertips as possible, but entrepreneurs are entrepreneurs. When it really comes down to it, there's a lot of things they're still going to resist doing, right? So we might get excited, might dive into using this tool and that tool, and so even though we're calling it AI, there's a lot of software that's been out there even before AI, which entrepreneurs sometimes bought and never used. They looked at and never bought. So there's a resistance of doing certain types of tasks is going to be there. What it really means, at least right now, it's given VAs in foreign countries the ability to do a lot of things they couldn't do before, and far more efficiently. So as of right now, it's actually giving us a boost because it's giving them an extra set of tools to use to service their clients.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I got really excited with ChatGPT and a bunch of other tools. Now, probably ChatGPT is the only one that's stuck for me because I use it on a daily basis for all kinds of different stuff, research, copywriting. But there's so many exciting AI tools out there that I just don't have the time to play with. And even if I've got like a spare hour, my mind just doesn't go there. Like it just doesn't. And so I'll see a new tool and I'll drop it to my team and be like, hey guys, can we use this tool to do X, Y, and Z? But I myself won't play with it, which I think is the right approach for me at this point in my life, because it would just take too much time.
Yeah, like you said, look, I think we've all done the same. We all, dived into ChatGPT. I mean, like it's now the first tab on my window, right? It's my go-to for a lot of things, emails, social media, just research. Even, we've even created like a board of advisors using ChatGPT. Like, so there's at a very strategic level. Again, things like Midjourney, Blue Willow, all the video tools, etc. Good to kind of know what they are. Good to recommend to the team. But as business owners, we got to be really careful we don't get sucked into the doingness of everything, right? It was just like, okay, hey, here's some tools I came across. Here's some tools that so-and-so recommended. Can we use it? How do we use these tools, right? We have the advent of RPA, robotic, programming automation too, right? So a lot of these things that were manual and the VAs did do can be automated, right? Which doesn't mean that we just get rid of the VAs. No, it means that we can have a better use of the VAs as the technology allows us to.
You know what I don't get? In the last, 10 years, there was a slew of software, tools, technologies that made us more productive. We can now get so much done in a day. It's nuts, right? Way more than they used to be able to do 50 or 100 years ago. We can, I was listening to a video from my friend Caleb Jones, really smart guy, really smart guy. And, he teaches how to get second and third residency in different countries. And he's got like this red pill sort of pickup artist type of community too. And so he was saying that today, any person, even the poorest person, has an equivalent of like 18 servants working for them daily, because of all the technology we've got, be it by, dispatching emails, the phone, a toilet, right? Because back in the day, if you were a king and you woke up to take a piss, somebody had to take the thing out, right? And then bring you a clean one. So we've got all this technology. We can accomplish so much more. But we're busier than ever. We're overwhelmed more than ever. And today, more than ever, we need VAs and team members and people to take things off our plate, right? So my team is way bigger today than it ever was before. And yet I feel overwhelmed every single day. Like not a day goes by that I don't, sit down and just be like, there's so much I need to do, and there's always a shortage of good people.
And I think part of it, Igor, and I'm feeling the same way. So first of all, I just came back from a 3-day event, and almost every entrepreneur I talked to is almost feeling the same way, right? Because this is not like just a new software that's just come out, right? It's a real turning point in how we do business, how we live life. I mean, and there's the creative side of all the AI that's right now. Everyone's talking about generative AI. There's also the talk about now cognitive AI, where it's the signs of AI now thinking about what it's going to feed back to you. And there's a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners who have made a lot of money. They could very well retire, almost coming out of retirement right now, because A, it's the opportunity, but B, because they're kind of like, we got to shore up our defenses. We got to make sure things, our businesses are rock solid to kind of ride this wave, for different reasons. So, this is not the time to kind of sit back and just kind of think everything's hunky dory. I think, I personally believe we're in for a little bit of a kind of a fight to survive and thrive in what's coming to us.